There we go. I do believe we are live. So I'll say indeed. And greetings unto you, beloved and holy friend. What a dear pleasure it is to have you here again on another conscious evolution. Another opportunity for us to be present with each other and to consider our comfort zone. That is what we're talking about today. Such a thing called a comfort zone. Do you have one? Do let me know. And if you do, how often do you find yourself outside of it? Hey, Hendrik. It's nice having you here, friend. Today we're talking about the comfort zone, bro. When Martin was here, I only let him know that I have a yoga class to give at a specific time because he let me know that he was going to be at my home around said time. So there was this disclosure of information based on what he needed, right, to know. I told him that I might be giving my yoga class by the time he's arriving. And he was like, that sounds good. He brought his yoga mat. He was here in time to join me for the yoga class. And then, directly after it, there was this live stream afterwards, right, which he did not know about at all. And then there was this invitation to him to come and join me, right? And you friends had that stream with us. That was a fun one. We got to have some conversations. And then the next day was kind of more of the same, but even in an even more open state, right? Meow meow. Like the level of overthinking that was available to us in that moment was even higher, to say it in another way as well. And still, there was nothing wrong, right? Nothing bad came of it. Nothing exploded, right? Everybody walked away still just as capable of being a self as they always were. And there was 2 times where he said, you have a way of pushing me out of my comfort zone. And I never really thought about that as something that I do. And then I considered all that I do. And it became apparent to me that I do, in fact, do that. Push people out of their comfort zone, that is. And I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing, but it is something that I'm thinking about. And then as I was thinking about it, I was thinking about what does it mean to have a comfort zone? What does that look like to you in a moment like this right now? And is it bad or is it good to be pushed outside of your comfort zone every now and then? I don't really have much of a comfort zone left, but being here, living mostly outside of it. How about that, Hendrik? How has that served you? Like that's the first thing that my mind goes to, right? Is in thinking what that does to a person. I have had a few different experiences in my life of moving outside of my comfort zone. One of them was going to China. That definitely was outside of the norm for me, to say it in so many words. One of them was going to a festival when I was first invited to ones. Now, going to festivals still is outside of my comfort zone for the most part. But in the same way, Hendrik, I feel like my comfort zone has expanded significantly. It's 8 a.m. here. Good morning. Good morning, Prairie Wolf. May it be a spectacular day for you as well. May the light shine upon you with warmth, give you all of those good vitamin Ds, so that you may feel strong and healthy as you go through your day. I hope that this day finds you with hope and peace. It is a Sunday, so I hope you get to take it easy. It's nice to have you friends here with me. We are here to be in our comfort zone a little bit in a way, and also to break out of it slowly but surely. How is that arch looking? Is that arch looking good? Let me check them. Yeah, it's a good looking arch. Doesn't have all of that stuff on it the same way anymore either. Just makes me happy. You get to kind of like see a lot in my frame, I see actually as well. Hi. Overall, it served me very, very well. If I wouldn't have left my comfort zone, I wouldn't have made lots of key experiences that I had. I wouldn't be self employed. I wouldn't be as fit as I am today. And I definitely would not be as fulfilled as I am. That's beautiful to hear, Brother Bear. You hear that? That's one instance of evidence. Pushing yourself out of your comfort zone is good, isn't it, Sam? It's good. How are you feeling? Sam had a child recently. All right. I feel like you can't push yourself outside of your comfort zone any more than that. That's probably like top max level out of comfort zone pushedness. We're talking about how we, Sam, as people, have the ability to push another person outside of their comfort zone, right? By having a large comfort zone and then including these people in our lives, they, by extension, will find themselves outside of their comfort zone, whether they like it or not. Right? And there was no communication, at least between me and my friend, of him necessarily disliking being pushed out of his comfort zone. There was more just the acknowledgement that he was being pushed outside of his comfort zone. And it's again curious to me because I am on the same side as our beloved Hendrik is. I do believe that the beautiful experiences you allow yourself, the hope you get, the ability to self actualize will come in part from how much you're willing to do. How much are you willing? How much are you willing to give up as it relates to your comfort? I feel especially these days, we don't want to give up any comfort whatsoever. We really like being comfortable as people. And I feel like that's also in part where today's conversation is coming from. It's like there's this acknowledgement that it is good that I am who I am and I push people out of their comfort zones the way that I do. But also this acknowledgement that that might be uncomfortable to the point where people that like to stay inside their comfort zones might be outside of mine. All right. Hey, testing. Question coming. It's loading. The collective brain is thinking. Would be nice to hear from you. Remembering my question. Loading. Continues loading. There we go. Hey, Sam. Almost done with Project Bavaria. It's like 2 pages at the moment. We'll probably close on 3 in the end. Getting to hear a lot about your country. We have Kiefer here too, saying good morning, comfort zone fam here. It is nice. This is a comfort zone, yeah. Yeah. And it can be. You can be outside of your comfort zone and inside a new comfort zone. Totally. That's how it works. Hendrik, I seriously don't have words to thank you for all of that work. Thank you. Thank you is the words you need, dear Sam. Just be like, thank you over and over again until he's like, okay, please stop. Stop thanking me. It's enough. Sam, sushi it. Love to help. Sam, Sasha, autocorrect. Yeah, just sushi it, Sam. Reading Quran. Remembering my question. Reading Quran. Are you going to ask me a question from the Quran? Even better. Ask me. See if I contain wisdoms inside me being. And while you do, I'll add warmth to this system. It'll get magicked. Magic into heat havings. My comfort zone. I am very peculiar about what I want in my comfort zone. I can see you friends liking the video. That's nice. That's very nice of you. Thank you. This is one of the things that was and continues to be affected by my comfort zone. I am very sensitive when it comes to smells, for example. And this little device allows me to rid myself, my mouth, and my body, and my environment of the smells that usually would come with burning things. This strain specifically tastes like blueberries. All right. It is in my comfort zone. To taste things that taste good. And it's also the same thing with sound, right? If there is noise in my environment, I am very easily affected by that as well, and it can make me uncomfortable, no matter what space I find myself within. And again, relating it to yesterday's stream topic, there has been this growth in me in some way. River Coon and Dream Tooth, love you friends. There has been this growth in me of being capable of bearing with my circumstances, not necessarily being what I am comfortable with. That'll do it. Definitely more than enough. It is nice to be able to control the self. But like for instance, right now, the air is smelling like smoke again. And every single time I take a breath of air, and it's not because of that thing doesn't make smoke, there's someone burning something. I cannot be anywhere on the farm right now, not even in my rooms, without smelling that smell. And it makes my skin crawl. It tells my body that there is carcinogens in the air. If you can smell something in the air, it means there is something in the air. My second screen has died almost. It's on 5%. I can barely see the writing. I'll use the last of me batteries. Exactly, Sam. Raw fish shit. Sushi number one. What's up, gang? Leader. Hey, Lucy. It's nice having you here too, friend. I see Akash joining us as well. Reading the Decimeron. That sounds pretty sick. Decimeron. Me, I'm the nice. Said hi. Yes, you are. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good day to you, Brother Melt. Thank you. Brother Bear, it's nice having you here with us. What a pleasure. I wish the air was just clear when I breathe in like that, then I can stay comfortable. But again, if my environment causes me a state of discomfort, how can I see that as being pushed outside of my comfort zone in a way where I can find growth? Right? That is the lesson I'm trying to extract from the time that we're spending in this state of conscious evolution. The way that I do it these days is trying to understand the complexities behind it. Right? I know that even though there's a lot of smoke being produced, that fire is being made with an intent. Right? Something will be cooked. Is that Moon Knight? Moon Knight. You're back something like it's like 20 years too early. Didn't you say you're gonna be back in 20 years? Hey, I'm back after a while. Good to see the stream still going strong. Hope you remember me. I do. I do. It's true. It's nice having you here, Moon Knight. Give us an upvote. Double tap the screen. Boom. Then we can have more upvotes thanks to you being here with us. It's nice having you. Hope you're doing well. The skies just opened here. It's not been completely open skies for us today, but the cloud coverage has been nice and nice and streaky. Very pretty stuff for the most part. Testing that message. Message, would you share? Find us that you found from the Quran today. Yeah, do share a message. I'm open to learning. The wind turned this way again, and it's like a lot of smoke in my ear. I get anxiety attacks from smoking that plant. It does have that effect on some people. Prairie wolf. I've had two experiences where I really did get an anxiety attack, if you want to call it that, right? Like the level of anxiety that I had allowed my mind to construct stories that were so detrimental to my life and well-being, right? But I believed it. I was like, yep, my life is over kind of vibes. Things are only going to get worse. Uh, and every single time I went through those experiences, I also realized that it wasn't true afterwards. That most of the bad experience that I was having, I was creating. And it, if anything, showed me how powerful my mind is to shape my reality. And that's the thing that I've now gained from my relationship with this plant. It is very much a thing of like, it also creates that heightened awareness that allows you to have an anxiety attack. But instead of having an anxiety attack, you use that as a state of mindfulness, right? As an awareness about all of the different prongs in your world, of all of the things that you hold in your mind. It might bring up some things that you're choosing not to think about, and then allowing yourself that space to think about something that you've gone with not thinking can be meditative, can be healing, can be something necessary. Boom booms, love to use. Akash. Kiefer, today's message is to find in the Surah Ayat al-Kursi, in which God is introducing himself to mankind and tells us that there is nothing comparable to God. If you pray it morning and evening, it shields you from evil in the form of the yin and shaitan. Shaitan? As a non-believer, it tells me that the sun can be referenced as God in that matter. As you pray it, when it goes up and down. Oh, that's kind of nice. I have some resonance if that is, understanding in myself as well. The sun does hold a very real godly accord in our minds and in our species. It has for a very long time. And the sun as an energy source does have that quality of God when you extrapolate it into the spiritual realm as well. And as you said, there is a cycle, right? It rises and falls every day. And so do we find ourselves shielded by having that energy, having that light. All right, you running full speed in the middle of complete pitch black darkness versus running full speed in the middle of sunlight, right? The sunlight allows you to dodge trees and jump over bushes, where trying the exact same thing is gonna put you in peril, right? In the darkness. So yeah, protected. Hey Nancy, it's nice having you. Hi all. I know it's unrelated to some people here, but I was But it was effing great yesterday to be out with people protesting the bullshit that is the current administration. I'm happy that you're showing up with a community. Nancy, hoping that you met some cool people, that you had conversations that were not just about the current administration, right? I feel like the biggest thing that kind of like hurts me is how much time it's stealing from our people, right? In fighting and having to feel in a way, right, where there is an injustice occurring. The way I see it is like if we can all just do things the right way, love each other kind of vibes, we would spare ourselves so much headache. So much headache would be spared. And then it is this weird escalation of like perpetuating patterns, creating more narratives, giving incentive both ways, right? Like the powers that be are giving the people incentive to behave erratically and in protest of. And then in that erratic behavior and protest of, the system that be reinforces its need for control and power with that as its evidence. And then they perpetuate by not learning, by not actually making connections. Make them connections. It's people that changes the world at the end of the day. As I am back early, now all kind of bullshit is going to take place. All kinds of bullshit take place all the time. There's going to be nothing new under the sun. Brace up, dear friends. The world is spinning faster than ever. Calm, collected, kind, and creative. Adaptable, amendable, adverse, and aware. Ciao. Love is true. Can you touch my tism with those alliterations? Satisfying to read. Good. Yeah, they were. They were. Lovins to you. It is true. So many instances of world we live in. That's the thing that I'm thinking about right now. Comfort zones. They go by comfort zones. So many comfort zones. This place is a kind of comfort zone. All right, it's very far away from development. It's far away from even the closest town. 25 kilometers. 18 miles, is that it? Right? If you want to buy food, you have to travel 18 miles. I think it's 18 miles. Less than 16.6 miles. Yeah. 16.5 technically would be the right number. But let's just say 16 to keep it easy. You have to travel 16 miles in that general direction for you to be able to buy food again. And in that way, there's a certain comfort that comes with being in the middle of nowhere. You don't see many people. And then the contrast of like imagining yourself in the middle of a city, it's the exact opposite, right? Now suddenly buying food is a few meters, right? A couple of yards in any direction. But so are people. And again, there's a certain comfort zone in being in the city and having everything you need at all times accessible to you. And then there is, the stuff like the riots happening. And that is a kind of being pushed out of your comfort zone. And especially if you're living in that city and maybe you're just on your way to get somewhere, now suddenly there being protests on the road. Now your comfort zone, which was the city, is a little bit less. So, oh, jeeps. What's the nearest city to you? Nearest city, I think, is 183 kilometers, about 2 hours, 20 minutes drive, with the roads. 2.5 hours, you should be able to get to the nearest city. If you want to go to one of the better cities, I think Pretoria is the city that you want to go to. I think that is right. Mhm. The silence of the good has taken more lives than the actions of the wicked. Yeah. What's the nearest city? I hear you, Moon. There was a saying during the AIDS crisis, silence equals death. Yeah. This world and these current events feel like an acid trip compared to 15 years ago. This bit of human history reads like a dystopian science fiction novel. Try to remain strong, or at least adaptable. Love is true. Always so. River Coon. And again, right, even in a dystopian science novel, we are the characters. We are the characters. Man, I'm still smelling smoke. Right, we are the characters in this novel, and we are the ones telling ourselves a story and having the experience thereof. I think the part that is really uh, unfair is the fact that it's not just one way for all, right? The fact that there is such a discrepancy, there are these layers of separation trying to reinforce itself, right? And again, things need to happen before complete unity is going to be really possible. It's again the whole conversation we've had a few times about the horse being before the cart, right? It's supposed to be. You're supposed to have the sensitive, kind of awkward, uh, has to be fed part of the situation before the mechanical on wheels can be maintained, can be recreated en masse. All right. And this is me trying to say, like, we as a species already figured out how to make the cart. Right? We can, and that cart to me is the super intelligence that we're creating, the robotics that's going to be attached to it, the farming equipment, the 3D printing of houses, or pre-assembly of the walls that will then become the buildings with like more and more advanced technologies. Like in that way, we have solved all of the problems we had as a species, right? Housing, water, and food. That's technically all we need. Technically, that's all we need, right? And we have now access to solar panels and batteries as well. So we've solved the energy problem for ourselves as well, wherever we are. You could just put more, right? Cover your entire lot with solar. And there is this point I feel our species will have to get to where we actually put the horse before the cart, right? As in ourselves. The person is going to have to become the priority because right now the cart is the priority. How much more cart can we make, right? And cart can be car, building, food product, anything that you can sell for money, right? That then needs to be operated, appreciated, pulled by the horse ourselves, the biological in that whole fractal. We need to figure out a way to kind of like put people on a pedestal. Like that's the easiest way that I can say it. Because right now, only the rich are on a pedestal, not people, right? And that there is a distinguishing factor. Like again, like we've never had a race problem. I want to say that. I'm like, and that sounds very naive because obviously there has been a race problem, but I believe it's always been a class problem where it's about how much money people have, right? And some races were disadvantaged for so long that they stayed in a poor poverty class and then continued experiencing discrimination because of their wealth status, not because of their skin color, right? Any person of any skin color with enough money to take care of themselves and their family is living a good life on planet Earth right now. But that at this point in time is the distinguishing factor, is like how much capital you have, right? And again, that's the problem. That is the biggest problem we're facing. And unfortunately, there's still so much of us participating and contributing in and dependent on the capitalist system of doing things that we don't really think about starting to solve the problem there. And again, I still think it's going to take us like 10-ish, 10 years before we can really start having this conversation appropriately. Because at that point, the level of intelligence explosion and robotic sophistication is going to be so high that we're going to start being capable, being allowed, certain conversations, certain ideas, certain ways of thinking. This thing still has 3% left. Nips. There we go. Comments are loading. Oh, excuse me. Man, that smoke is affecting me. I can feel it. My lungs are feeling heavier with this freaking smoke washing over me constantly. Nancy, respect to you for standing up for what you believe in and what you deem right. Not too many people have the guts to follow through, to go out in the streets and protest IRL. Too many internet warriors nowadays. True. I pray to God every day for mental peace, but his silence is the loudest answer I've ever known. Sounds about right. Right. Again, because you're waiting for some sort of answer outside of yourself. That usually is the problem. That I feel is the biggest problem with, praying for something. The might of make idiocracy great again. I'm in Cananas, Kananaskis. I'm in Kananaskis. I don't know what that is, where the G7 is right now. Serious police and RCMP presence and Chinook copters flying over information twice a day. Putin is 40 kilometers from me right now. I don't know, you were living in Russia? Is that me assuming it correctly? Kananaskis. I don't know if I said it correct that time either. Bless you and stay safe, friend. Wild to me that Russia is invited to the G7. Hendrix, thanks. It was easy for me to participate. I didn't have to go very far. Or maybe that is in South Africa? Is the G7 happening in SA? Prairie Wolf? Canada. Okay. There we go. More depth unlocked. Do you think Hendrix was very easy for me to participate? I didn't have to go very far. Nice. Do you think those layers of separation are us trying to cling to one idea that we are separate and not one? I think it's almost like believing that allows us to continue down the path that we've been going, right? The longer we get to believe we are all separate and each and every one of us are living our own little curated individual life that is, independent and unaffected and irrespective, maybe unresponsible to other lives. The longer we get to allow suffering to continue, kind of vibes. It's like believing that the homeless person outside sleeping, on a bench isn't you, allows you to let them continue. But if all of us collectively, literally all of us collectively, could feel into the fact that that same I am that you are is the same I am that they are, we can figure something out, right? We can figure out a way to make sure people have a place to stay at the very least, right? Have food to eat at the very least, have medical care eventually, right? With robotics and better sensors and AI. Like, again, it's like we are growing up as a species and we're going to have to ask ourselves some real questions. And it's okay to not know things when you're a child, but when you grow up, all right, we start expecting things of you as an adult. We're like, hey, oh, when you pee on the seat accidentally, clean it up. I'm sorry for making that as the example, but right, again, with a child, them still learning how to get potty trained, there's probably like a part of you that has some sense of forgiveness of like, oh yeah, they're still figuring it out, they're learning. As soon as you've come to be an adult, right, the leniency goes away, and there's like a certain like, hey, there's a certain way of doing things, and us doing things in a certain way allows us to have what's nice, right? And again, we as a species haven't gotten to that point. And again, the whole missiling one another, that's one of those things that's not nice to say it in so many words, right? It's not very nice. Developing nuclear weapons so that you have them, so that you could potentially posture or use them one day, also not very nice. It's like there's a lot of not very nice stuff going out and around in the world. And again, this whole financial system we have right now isn't doing a lot of helping, right? The incentives are all skewed. Very interesting incentives indeed. Russia was untold, untapped riches. Has untold and untapped riches. This is true. I think every single country, really, every single continent is absolutely stacked with wealth beyond imagination. It's just a matter of extrapolation of like, oh yes, can you prove to me that if I give you the money to extract that wealth, you will give me back enough wealth to justify having extracted that wealth, right? And then it's this, like, putting the cart in front of the horse over and over and over again. Maybe things will change when we erase our own debt ceiling. It's like, oh yeah, it's fine. We can infinity print money and then we'll forget about it or something. Every step outside of your comfort zone. Perfect reference to today's topic. Needs courage and deserves respect. Doesn't matter if it's on the other side of the world or outside of your home. Nanshi. That's beautiful. Yes, because large swaths of Russia are Yeti country and not hospitable for human life. Yeah, there's stuff there, but people don't want to be there. So she thought quickly, Canada, where God demanded obedience, devil chose freedom, even if it came with fire. Sounds about right to me, yo, right? Like sometimes you are free to burn things down with your freedom as well. Right? Ideally, you use your fire to warm up, not to burn your house down, but you're free to choose either. That's kind of the cool thing about freedom, right? You never know. You never know what's going to come next. It would be great if Canada wouldn't let him in. That would be hilarious. Germany and the EU in general, anyway, had low expectations of what will come from the G7 to begin with. And I have already very low expectations from Germany. New chancellor, anyways. Yeah, layers. G7 is going on. And where's Donnie? Asleep at the parade, he demanded. I mean, parades are pretty boring, to be honest. Right? Like, I don't know why we would pay so much money and take a whole day to do something that's very, what's the word I'm looking for? I think like some people take offense, but lame. Lame is the word that comes to mind. It's just kind of, it's like imagining a bully, right? Taking a day to like pull his shoulders back and puff his chest out and walk down the hallway. That kind of the vibes it gives. Jeeps. I got 1% left on this batteries. Let's see. Mm, zoom, 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 zoom. Kinda want him in. Do you also want his mother's maiden name? Moon Knight. Is he asking questions? I'm missing those, I think. And like, if you don't mind, you can tell me which year you were born. I just wanted to know if he's my age or not, just requesting from him. My birthday starts with 19. Is that close enough, Moon? No, not at all close. Thank you, Hendrik, and I appreciate your reply. Just chilling. I woke up at 6:30, ate PB&J, and went back to sleep. That does sound nice. Bless you and the little one. I don't think that there are too many people in here who were born in this millennium. It's true. I'm also born starting with 19. Yes, I think I'm the youngest over here. I wouldn't be completely surprised. I have 1% battery left. I'm going to crank my brightness, show you the flower, see if I can manage to read you a poem. Nay. No managing of anything. Only say goodbye to the tablet for today. And maybe I shall say goodbye to you too. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll pretend to say goodbye and then say hi instead. Hey, you new? You just got here? Welcome. You can upvote this live stream by double tapping the screen, you know. Just like going like pop pop and then boom, upvotes go. Upvote them. I didn't know this either. One of you friends let me know that that's how it works. We had a few conversations today about the comfort zone. Right? What does that mean to you? To be in a comfort zone, to be in your comfort zone, and then what does it mean to you to be pushed outside of your comfort zone? The conversation was shared between me and a friend, and there was this acknowledging that the way that I have come to be, the things that I show up for in the day, tend to be outside of other people's comfort zones. And just showing up and actually being willing to be comfortable in my comfort zone allows other people to find some comfort outside of theirs. And I thought that was interesting. It was nice having you friends here. Power's down. I mean, I did push it. It was on 1% when I decided to show you flowers. Zano, what's up? Bless you again. And that is fine, Moon. We welcome toddlers up to great grandparents over here. All are welcome in the melting space. Just don't necessarily come here expecting too much seriousness. Yeah. I think it definitely is one of those things of it's like up to you to just enquish. Thank you, Mr. Hendrik Bush. I appreciate it. I don't want to be outside my comfort zone right now. I can imagine. There was a moment of me communicating this, Zano, in this conversation that we had when Sam joined. I was like, Sam just had a child. All right. And Zano, you're heading towards that as well. That is like the ultimate of not being in your comfort zone anymore. Right. I don't think any single person on planet Earth is in a zone of comfort when there is a child in the space with them. Right? Suddenly there's like this whole extra layer of awareness of making sure they're okay, making sure they're fed, and trying to get them to sleep. Like, and that's just some of the things that I can think about right now. It probably is infinitely deep. So, in that way, you deserve to absorb all of the comfort that you can. There is a divine timing with being outside the comfort zone. It's true as well. And there is this weird, almost like opportunity cost. All right, there's this instance of the universe arriving in this moment of like, now there is this thing that you can potentially do that would be outside of your comfort zone. You know what I mean, Carol? Suddenly, there's some dude on your cell phone talking to you. It's like, am I comfortable with this? How does he know my name? He just stands there. Says it. Yeah, give us skillig. Give us skillig. Right? And again, I do believe that there is a lot of growth to be gotten out of being pushed a little bit outside of your comfort zone. Just a little bit. Just a little bit outside of your comfort zone. And I think exercise is one of those things. I think meditation can be one of those things. I'm planning on doing a little bit of a longer fast again. I'm going to be pushing myself outside of my comfort zone. My comfort zone for fasts is like 2 days. I'm pretty comfortable doing 2-day fasts. No biggie. Right? But I'm going to do at least a 3-day one. Like technically closer to 4 days. 3.5-day one. From tomorrow and then Thursday. Well, I will have my last meal tonight, and then Thursday morning, I'll have something again. And to see, right, if I can find some comfort in that as well. Hey, just like, thank you. Every single upvote, I notice number go up, right? And the dopamine that my brain produces is like, oh, good. Yeah, good. I'll upvote this. And then you might be like, do I want to upvote this? That seems like a lot of effort. And then I remind you again, apparently double tapping the screen is enough. It's enough. Hendrik, is enough, Moon, but I appreciate and wish you all the best. Love is true. Sporty, Mr. Hendrik. Have a good day. Zana, that sounds deep. Close enough, Moon. Love is true. It's nice having you friends here with me. I feel it's time. It's time for us to say goodbye. Thursday? Thursday, yeah. I'll probably still take my creatine. I do want to start taking magnesium glycinate. I don't know if I'm consuming enough magnesium. Maybe I am sometimes. But I don't know that I'm eating something where I'm like, oh yeah, this thing has a lot of magnesium in it. I know this. I don't. And in that way, I believe that I should probably go for like a blood test, analyze, and know exactly what my body is deficient in. Might even do that soonish. Yes, so much growth outside the comfort zone. Like the pain of shooting the baby out. Reading that message did something to me. It's true though. Like the pain of shooting the baby out. Why did that sentence want to be read again? So much pain, but so much reward after. True. Yeah, I don't think anybody has ever been that comfortable or has ever been comfortable with going through that much pain. Right? And the pain comes like from inside of you. And then as you said, like going through that pain, you bring a baby into the world. How much more reward can you hope for? Right? Go through hours of pain and then get decades of happiness and fulfillment, smiles, and sometimes tears. Funny you mentioned that, Mel. I'm going to take a bath today with magnesium salts. There you go. There you go, Nancy. Magnesium can be absorbed to the skin. Apparently, it helps ease your your cramps as well when you do it like that. Yeah, want some more magnesiums. I'm happy that you're treating yourself to some too. Zana, I thought you meant a baby and the same as a BB gun. Yeah, I was hoping so, but a portal to the living. I'm happy that you're echoing that sentiment as well. That's my favorite uh, thing to think about when you're thinking about your mom, is that she gave her body as a portal to you into this existence, for you into this existence, right? Like she literally gave her body as a portal, and you use that portal to step into this world. And here you are. It's pretty wild. I didn't want to say the birthing or pooping. Shooting the baby out. Like to me, shooting comes with velocity, right? So that's what it does to my mind. It's like I'm like popping, pooping's worse. Popping the baby out. That one is a little bit derogatory to birthing the baby. Sounds a little bit formal. I get it, Zana. I can feel it's difficult. Like squeezing, squeezing the baby out. Also weird. All of them are weird. But shooting comes with like velocity in my mind, where the doctor is like standing at the other side of the room, and it's like, all right, whenever you're ready, I'll catch. If babies could think coherently, would they think about birth as we think about death? Yes, I believe so, Hendrik. That's like actually apparently one of the things that they talk about. Like they believe that there is a certain level of trauma that occurs with us being birthed. Because in that way, there is like an experience arising in the baby, but you are in a whole world, right? Like your food is being cared for, you're in this warm, cozy space, you're experiencing things as well, like this an outside world and low hum sounds that come from it, and you are probably comfortable in that world as you are, right? And then suddenly you die. That world as you had it dies with you, and then you get smacked on the butt kind of vibes to be startled and actually take a breath. Right? Suddenly you're in the world. Suddenly you're in the world. Actually born. And again, we have so much development to do that we had to be born at the time that we did and then continue growing because we couldn't grow to our maturity or to a point that we would be self-sufficient in the womb. It's impossible to. The cosmic passing of every living thing. Oh yeah. There is no life after birth. There is no life after birth. I'm 101 days away from 17,000 days. Where you're 17,000 days old, that's pretty hardcore. We'll celebrate with you. So you're like, what, 46 and a half? It's going to be the big 47. Sick. Like the traces of previous universe found inside ours. Oh yeah. There's still so much for us to discover, for us to learn about our world, for us to grow alongside with. Hendrik, I think so. Yeah, I have to +2 the year that I'm in to figure out my age, which is not that bad. That's pretty simple math. My brother was born in the year 2000, so he's like never has to do the math. He can just be like, what year is it again? But yeah, I can imagine it is more and more difficult the more and more numbers you have to add. What do you do? What do you mean? You think so? You track in days, but not years. It's like, oh yes, I'll be 17,000 days old in 117 days. It's like, that seems pretty accurate. And it's like, so you're this many years old? And it's like, years, yeah. Uh, I guess. Zana, much more poetic than saying phenoma. Phenoma? Phenoma is impermanent. Pneumona. Neonehamena. Why can't I read that word? Phenomena. Phenomena? I don't know if I said that correctly. Phenomena is impermanent. I also don't know what that means. So it's good that you didn't say it that way, because I would be like, I don't know what that means. What does that mean? Phenomenon. That is how you spell phenomenon? No, that's phenomena. That ends with an R. Phenomenon. I know phenomenon. An absolutely incredible phenomenon. Right. Used correctly. Saying phenomenon is impermanent. Phenomenon can be impermanent. Right? A phenomenon can be an absolutely spectacular asteroid burning up in the sky cluster. It can be an aerial or cosmic phenomenon. Phenomena was a good movie. No, Phenomena. I suck. We get to suck together, Zano. Both of us suck. We're all in this together. Love is true. I love you, friends. You don't suck at all. I appreciate you for joining me. I'll say goodbye. I'd show you flowers and read you poems, but my device is sleeping. And I don't have the electrons to wake them. I thank you, friends, for joining me. I'll see you again soon. I do one of these every day. You can bet I'll do one again tomorrow. I look forward to it. And I'll see you, friends, there. Goodbye, everybody. Love ya. Oh, I missed that last message, but I